All righty, guys. What is up? Zach Ginn here, and welcome to my 1K a day training system. And more importantly, today I'm going to be showing you how you can make over $1,000 a day. Yes, a $30,000 a month wholesaling real estate operation. Guys, this is going to be complete game changer for how most people look in wholesaling real estate and how most people go out here in this business. So what I'm going to do specifically today is share with you exactly my entire CTR funnel. So you've probably never heard of this funnel before, this type of system. And what I'm here to really do is show you a type of wholesaling real estate operation that most people don't even know about. And this is going to really clear up how you can make a ton of money really quick in this business. And so let me know, guys, we are live. So I would love to know, guys, where is everybody here from, right? Are we in Utah, Kansas, Arizona, Florida, right? Georgia? Let me know where everyone is coming from. We are live on all platforms because this is a pretty powerful training, right? I did a training on my personal Zach Ginn channel on Sunday that gathered a lot of interest, right? And this interest was, how do you make $7,000 in 7 days? Well, what I want to do today is do more of a scaled out approach, a more business-like concept with real numbers, actual, like actionable steps, what you should expect, how many calls you should do, how many texts, things like that, and really introduce the CTR funnel, right? We're working on a lot of really cool stuff here, and the CTR funnel is really going to be changing, I think, the way a lot of people wholesale. So this is definitely going to be a lot more interactive. Again, if you don't know who I am, my name is Zach Ginn. I've done over 3,000 wholesaling real estate deals, and I am currently 25 years old. And what I do is I teach people how to wholesale real estate for free for two reasons. Again, reason number one, because my dad taught me how to do this for free, and I feel like I should teach you how to do it for free. And I'm the only millionaire teaching you how to wholesale for free. But also number two, and this might be greedy, but because I teach you how to wholesale, you actually know what you're doing. You do deals, you send me deals, we JV, and I make millions of dollars doing that too. So that is kind of my end game of why I'm teaching you how to wholesale for free. So let's break this all down and let's get into it. So we got a lot of people out here in Florida, Chicago, Hawaii. So Hawaii, I probably do some virtual wholesaling. Ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie, we're gonna do some virtual wholesaling here, but no big deal. New York, El Paso, Vero, Punta Gorda, California, Arizona, Columbus, Vegas, Birmingham, Vegas again, Twin Cities, San Diego. Guys, love to see everybody in here interacting and seeing where y'all from. Guys, JV in the comments, everything like that. So guys, there's gonna be no sales pitch in this. I am not here to go and tell you have to go use the software. You can use whatever software you want. I am just going to talk about probably X Leads specific on this because it's the cheapest one, but we're going to break this all down. So let's kind of share exactly what's going on here, right? So first and foremost, I want to let everybody know how much is this system going to cost, right? Like, is this pre-built? So this system can be basically $0 per month. This will require probably, I would say, around 120 hours a week to fulfill at that. And I'm just being straight up with you. Not fun. And this other system's probably going to be about 40 hours per week. And yes, I have the worst handwriting in the world. Deal with it. And this will probably cost you $300 a month. So I'll teach you how to do both of them, right? Some people have no money, so we'll do that approach. But the approach number one, I'm going to show you how to do is $0 a month. Approach number two is going to be $300 a month. Now, I'm getting a lot of people say, Zach, you teach wholesaling for free. Yes, I teach wholesaling for free. I'm not going to tell you that you should spend $0 on your marketing. Okay, that's not my thing. You can do it, and I do. I am the only one that will teach you how to wholesale with absolute no money at all. But I teach you for free so you can use your funds towards some marketing, right? I think everybody has at least $100, $200 a month they can put into this business. And I think that will make your life a lot easier. We got to look at the real differences, right? Because putting 120 hours a week versus 40, big difference here. Massive difference. So I'm primarily going to show you exactly in today's video, because if we want to make 30 grand a month, we're probably going to have to spend about $300 a month, which I don't think is crazy. Okay. You got people talking about PPL spending 15 grand a month to make 30 grand. So I don't want to hear it, right? So I'm going to show both of these systems how to do it the right way. And let's kind of break this all down. So let's kind of show the numbers, okay? So I'm going to go as slow as I possibly can. I don't want to stress anybody out, but $30,000 a month is $1,000 a day. Does that make sense? 3 days a month. Yeah, I think we kind of understand this, right? Okay, so $30,000 a month is actually going to be broken up pretty simple. I think it's actually going to be really easy how we break this up, right? The way I like to think about this is how many deals is this going to be, right? Well, technically, if you really want to get technical, right, you can just have one deal, right? And it's $30,000. Yeah, I mean, that's a way. that is definitely a way you can actually go out here and do deals. It is completely possible. The problem with this, and I'll be straight up with everyone, is it's hard for a lot of people to get 30,000. I'll show you what to do. Very, very niched out data. Most likely, you're going to have to hit 3 deals. And I'm calling it 10K. I think if you're in a market like me, like where I'm in Florida, you can definitely only do 2, right? So you could definitely just do Florida. There's plenty of margins there. A little harder for the marketing, but you can do it in Florida. Let's call it 3 deals to make it easy, right? And there's a method to my madness here, okay? So we know here we have to go out here and get 3 deals, which seems like a lot, but we're going to break this up in a really easy format to really digest here, so we really understand how this works, right? Now, deal 1, 2, and 3 is all going to be done. I know this sounds crazy. I know this sounds nuts, but this is my CTR formula. Okay, I'm calling it the CTR formula, the CTR funnel, whatever you want to call it, right? This is all going to be done on one list. You get 3 deals from one list. Now you might be like, Zach, whoa. Guys, 40 hours a week, right? 40 hours a week, one list, 3 deals. This is how powerful this system is. And again, I'm not charging you for this. So take what I'm saying seriously. Okay. Take what I'm saying seriously. All right. So one list, 3 deals. Seems pretty crazy. Like, how is this possible? Well, you can do the CTR funnel. Now, because we're live, I'm going to let everyone and their mom guess. What does CTR stand for? I'm very curious. Okay. I'm legit curious if anybody can tell what CTR stands for. We'll give 20,000 skip traces on X leads to whoever can guess this correctly in the next minute. Okay, what does CTR funnel formula whatever stand for? I'm actually very curious. Okay, who we got here? I like that. Okay, these are actually pretty dang. These are cute. Okay, Andrew. You know, Philly. No. Click-through rates, that's a good one. I like call, text, repeat, call, text, reply. These are not bad. Click-through rates. Interesting. Okay. I like this. Huh. Interesting. Okay. We got some good ones. Convert time ratio. We got some good thoughts on here. Click to radio. Brittany, there's no radio ads you can do for that much. Okay, so we got some good guesses. Can't tell really, Tracy, you have won this one. Oh, Lord. Okay, this is some really good ones. I like the guests on here. It's pretty good. One list will get you here. Now, let's just really quick tell you how you can just do only one. If you want to be that person that says, okay, let's not do CTR. You still would have to use CTR for this. But if you really like, here's a quick bonus, okay, because this is not what this whole video is about, bro. That's not what this video is about, but I will go and show everyone this, all right? If you just want to get one deal, oh, Lord. If you want to get one deal, you can do something basically where I am just pushing P, right? So P to the 3rd power, right? So that is going to be probate, power, pushing. And this is kind of the bonus I'm giving everyone. If you just want to get one deal and make it 30 grand, what I'm going to tell you is you pull a list of like 300 probates and you literally hit it with as much as you can, right? You're going to hit them with a call, email. I'm going to say door knock, sticky note. You're going to hit with the neighbors, right? Neighbors. What else can you do here? I mean, you can get a little crazy. Obviously, you're going to hit them with a voicemail. Like, I mean, you're going to hit them as much as you can. That is another way to make 30 grand. Most people don't want to do that, but it is possible to do, right? I would do the 3 surrounding counties, and you should easily get at least that for a month. But that's pushing P, probate power pushing. It is a way to do it. That is not what today's video is about, because everyone should be pulling probates, but hey, whatever. I digress. Okay. We want to make 30 grand. What is the CTR formula? Well, this is pretty easy, right? So CTR has 3 steps in it, right? So C, T, R. Okay. So CTR stands for calling, texting, and reverse driving for dollars. And so want to give a shout out to my boy Joey. Call, text, reverse. So Joey has won that. Joey, do me a favor and email billing@xleads.com and say, my name's Joey. I won 20,000 free skips from Zach. And how do I get it? And we'll go give you just tell me what the list is. You can upload a list. If you have X leads, we can add that on your account. You just let me know, but I can just pull this for you, and I can do it for you, Joey. You have won that one. You guessed it first and foremost. So shout to Joey on there. So he won the little prize for the day. Okay, cool. But all right. So calling, texting, reverse drawing for dollars. This is all we're going to do off of only, this is the crazy part, one list. Now I might be like, oh my gosh, one list, pre-foreclosures? No. None of that stuff, okay? None of that stuff. All right. We're going to be doing only one list for this. And so let's kind of break down exactly how we're going to do this list. Okay. So what kind of list are we doing? So let's make this one blue. Why not? Okay. So this is going to be our list. And this is going to be pretty simple. Again, you can use whatever software you want, right? So you can use X Leads, you can use List RAI, you can use DMZach.com, Zach Data, you can use any of them, right? Really up to you which one you want, right? But just any software has lists that you can pull, do deals, stuff like that, right? But this is what the list is going to be, okay? Well, this list is going to be, number one, we're going to go pull a high equity list. High equity. Now, the reason you want a high equity list is it's actually going to be a decently sized list. And you're like, Zach, how do I make this work? Well, the point of high equity, right, is it is going to go out here and it's just going to be a decent list that's going to have a lot of motivated sellers that you have to call. Now, you might be like, Zach, a regular high equity list isn't super motivated. How could this be a good wholesaling deal for me? Well, the thing is, you got to niche it down. And so if I go inside of X Leads, so I'll show you right here, right? If I go inside of X Leads, what I want to do is I want to make sure the market value is not way too high, right? So I would say about, I'm actually doing this list in Greenville, North Carolina, which is another sneaky good wholesaling market. I'm doing this in Greenville, North Carolina. So I want to max it out at 400. I want to make sure it's only single family properties. I don't really care about year built or anything like that. I mean, I'm not really a stickler with that stuff, but this is how roughly I'm going to start out on the filtering, right? We want to max out basically the market value property valuations tool. Now, I might be like, Zach, why in the world do you want to do that? You don't want them to be worth too much. Remember, we're trying to make sure this list is the most motivated type of list we possibly can get in wholesaling, right? And then from there, we're going to go and keep filtering out here. So where in the world is this thing? There we go. And then we're going to filter out a little more. And so when we go back here to X Leads, right? So again, if you want to get the software I'm using here is called xleads.com. The only reason is it's cheap and it's highest quality data. And you get free unlimited skip tracing, you get the CRM, you get a dialer, and the texting service all included, which is pretty cool. Okay, so Individual. So what type of ownership do we want? We want individual owners plus one. That is going to be a, why is this thing so thick? Oh, Jesus. How do I affect this thing? Bruh. Okay. So the one we're going to add on here is a trust. So we want individuals in trust. Old people put their properties in trust all the time, so that'll work good. And then we want to make at least a minimum 3 years ownership. Now remember, you don't have to use the software. You can use any other software, as I said. But the one thing I will tell you is all these softwares are going to show this. Years of ownership, you want to make sure they owned it for at least 3 years. Definitely very important. You don't want you don't want the old data. That's all I can tell you. Don't get the old data on here. It is a bad idea. They just own the property. Don't be doing that. Okay. So let's see here. There we go. Okay. So that works good. Now we're doing Greenville, North Carolina. So it's already a decently smallish, nothing too crazy market. So I don't really care about owner occupied, any of that stuff. Right. And then on the equity side, we want high equity. So we want at least, can I just highlight it? There we go. We want at least, okay, 55% equity. All right. The reason we want at least 55% equity here is you want to make sure that if we're going to get a deal, we can get at least some margins on that deal. So it's very, very important. So I put at least 55% equity on there, and you can do it from there. Remember, if it's got really low equity, yeah, might be a sick creative finance deal, but probably not the best. I'm just being straight up with you, right? And I will include this if you do have the pro plan of X leads. One thing I would add on here too, it doesn't really do too crazy much. You can actually filter out MLS, make sure it's not on the market, but I just like to hit exclude, no active listings and no active investor owned. X leads is the only software that will do this for you, where that means basically if this is a rental property, which we can figure out, and if somebody's actively buying properties for cash and they are not what we call basically a seller to a point, they don't hit the archetype, it's going to be active investor owned, and we do not like that. Now, these are people that probably have cash buyer profiles. X Leads runs profiles on anyone that's a cash buyer. And if they have a cash buyer profile as a flipper, landlord, something like that, they get thrown into here, and we do not want them. And they'll exclude not a ton, but still not terrible, right? So we want to exclude that on there, right? And so kind of going back out here, that will pull lists. Now, when you pull lists like that, really with any software, you're going to find around, roughly at it, right? You're going to get around, and then plus, I'm going to call, plus the filters that I tell you to do. You're going to be roughly around 4,000 people in Greenville, North Carolina. Now, you might be like, my list is a lot bigger, right? If you're doing Houston, Texas, something like that, I would probably tell you that if you're in a bigger market, I would go to your cash buyer. All right. Here's another tip I can give you. I'd go to your cash buyer, and then you're going to basically see the last 10 deals, right? So X Leads can let you kind of figure out exactly where buyers are buying, but ask them the past 10 deals. And you're going to find probably three zips that they're buying primarily, right? And then you're going to go after those zip codes, maybe 5 or 6, but you want to find the top zip codes for cash buyer activity. Go to the heat map on X Leads. It'll show you. We actually, I don't think I released this. I did videos on it, but I never released it. Okay. Maybe I should show this. Let me know, guys. We just released our AI signal for cash buyers, where the AI is predicting where the flipping is going to be. You guys want to see that real quick? Yes or no? Let me know. Everyone's talking about the GTA trailer. Come on, get out of here. Okay. I don't want to overcomplicate this, but I'll just show it. Why not? Screw it. All right. So what market should I show? So we have a new AI on X Leads that shows where buyers are buying. So AI is even going crazier on it. It's also signaling off of sellability scores and market trends where buyers are flipping. Okay. Let me know what area. Okay. Let's do, all right. Let's do St. Louis. All right, cool. So X Leads has this. I think it's pretty crazy. So it's called Signal AI. So again, it's called Signal AI Flip Map, and it does by county, but it uses the AI sellability scores, right, off of every market, not just your specific one. It finds where market trends of flips that are happening and which ones are succeeding. So it's basically saying exactly where the cash buyers are actually making the most money, and it's using AIs to find even crazier markets. So you just got to turn that sucker on, and there we go. Sick. All right, let's do St. Louis, Missouri. And it is automatically finding it on here, which is pretty dang cool. But all right. So in St. Louis, it's kind of telling you exactly where the AI is figuring it out. It is saying, so you know how we have AI scores for things? Well, it's kind of showing cash buyer scores and what areas are best for this, right? Pretty cool. And so St. Charles, 6.4, 7.1 Jefferson County, 7 point. It's pretty cool. Let me actually show some other secrets. Okay, so let's do Alabama, right? So Alabama's got some cool stuff on here. It's showing Huntsville is a 7.1, but Birmingham at an 8.5 Jefferson County, where it's kind of predicting where. So Livingston County is going to be hot for cash buy activity. Liberty County, Texas, right? It's showing it basically where in Dallas is the hottest ones for flipping. It's predicting the future. They're predicting Johnson Valley, Johnson City is where a lot of the success is. It'll tell you exactly Springfield, Missouri, Greene County. They're saying Jasper County. Decent flipping market, but may require selective deals. And I think it's pretty crazy. And so it's using AI to predict the best markets for buyers. And so if you're somebody who is new to a virtual wholesaling market, so again, if we're doing Nebraska, right, we're going to find exactly the markets, the best ones in Nebraska, Iowa, stuff like that. And it's kind of crazy because Iowa doesn't seem like crazy, but like I've been talking about some of these markets for a while, but it's really showing the right way around it, right? Like Fort Wayne right now has a 7. Oops. Adams County is really low. Allen County, and then obviously Marion's at 8.2 right now. Madison County, Indiana, probably haven't thought about that. That's an 8.2. So that sucker's at 8.2, crushing it. But look on your XLeads account. It's all in there. It's pretty cool. But I would be using the Signal AI on XLeads to go figure out the top buyer activity. And it's predicting it in the future too. So also, if you want, you can also do past activity, which I think is a little more accurate right now. Obviously, the AI needs to improve just slightly, but I think it's pretty cool. I would go out here and do flips by zip. That by far is showing where the most flip activities are being done by a zip code. So if I want to go to Kalamazoo, it's like where in Kalamazoo, it's showing me where in the area is the hottest. So obviously, I don't want to be trying to pull a list in that zip code, right? What I would rather do is can I collapse this? I'm going to collapse it because I do not want YouTube to see it. All right, whatever. But like Kalamazoo, 55 flips in this zip code in a year. We had 54. And it's showing the average ROI on the profits. So 51 flips, average profit. So it's going off of flips, but how much profit is per flip. So if we go out here and we want to find some hidden markets, right? So somebody said St. Louis. So is this St. Louis? Where's St. Louis? No, I think it's east, right? There's so much going on here. This is St. Louis right here. So, all right, this is St. Louis. So it's showing what areas are hot and zips or not. This one's obviously not hot. And then you just want to find the delta on the average profit. So you don't want a 4% profit. You want to find where the hottest ones are. So let's see. The delta is good on these, but you want to find where they're. So 28% is probably the hot one. So that would be a zip code I'd be using. So you can do some market research, pretty cool. But if you're in a bigger city, I would definitely try to go out here and do it, right? So how do you get a high equity list? Use any software you want, right? I use XLeads. You can use literally whatever one you want, but they'll all provide high equity. None of them provide the free limit skip tracing. Some do, but not all of them. So got to figure it out. But okay. So right here is exactly, that's how you find the cash buyer from there, right? Duh. Okay. So we got to get this CTR right now, right? So we want to pull this list. What I'm going to tell you to do is we're going to start around 4,000. I want your list to be around 4,000. And you got to remember, if I'm at 5,000, what you want to do is you want to up the equity or up the years owned. So if we're stuck on a list, maybe let's say it's 6,000 right now, bro. Let's say the list is like 6,000. How am I going to cut that down? I'm probably going to go from 3 to 5 years ownership. And then I'm going to bump equity up. Most likely I'm going to bump equity up from 55 to probably 60. And that should cut a lot of it out and get rid of maybe properties on the high end at 400 and maybe max it out at like 300K, right? But our goal here should be around 4,000. If we can do more marketing, we can do more marketing, but I think 4,000 is a good list. So when I pulled that list, Greenville, North Carolina had about 4,000. That's perfect for something on the CTR. This formula is a lot different than 15, 20,000 lists, right? Drives me crazy. So, all right. So let's break this all down and share this formula. And so this is going to be a CTR funnel. Again, so I'm calling it the CTR funnel. Remember, this is my proprietary funnel, and I am doing my big course on this. So my $5,000 pitch at the end will be here. Just kidding. Okay. So how do I think about a funnel, right? So I kind of like to think about it like this. Should I have this title on here? No, I'm just doing it separate. Okay, cool. So when I draw a funnel, and then please pray for me, I am really bad at drawing, so I cannot draw for my life, but we are going to deal with my art. So, oh, wow, I can't even draw a straight line. Oh, boy. Okay. Okay, I have to redo that. That was embarrassing. That was embarrassing. That's why I never cut it out as a real estate coach, because I can't draw lines correctly. Okay. Okay, we're gonna shade it in so it looks a little better. Okay, so this is kind of how I look at a funnel, right? So again, it funnels in, it kind of tapers out, and we're good here. Okay, so this is going to be my little wholesaling CTR funnel. All right, roughly, this is kind of what it looks like. Okay, so this is my CTR funnel. Now, this funnel is going to be caught up into 3 different segments. All right, oh boy. Okay, so here it is, right? So we're going to start off with a list of 4,000 lists. All right. Now I want to add on top of this too. We need to skip trace this list. So you got to make sure that you can skip trace the data. So there are certain softwares that 4,000 will cost you around $400 to skip trace. Do not do that. Like, that's the stupid, like, guys, that is the dumbest thing I could ever say. Oh, it's 10 cents per skip, 12 cents, 15 cents. Guys, you really want to spend $400 on a list of 4,000? Guys, I'm giving out 20,000 skips a pop, like, no problem. All right. That would have cost, when I gave Joey, would have cost $2,500 on another software. It's insane to me. Like, embarrassing. And guys, you want to start out about 4,000. You do not want to be playing these 3,000, 2,000 lists. Okay. Use a service that has the skip tracing included. So again, I will go out here and use X leads. And I know everyone's like, oh, I'm literally saying X leads because what I'm using in this system is going to have it all. Again, it's going to have the skips. If you have the basic plan, it's going to come out with about 15K skips for free. You are going to get the CRM. You are going to get the dialer. You are going to get the SMS. And you get the follow-ups, and you can email blast and the e-signing. Again, I feel like I'm selling this, but I will tell you the reason why at the end here. Okay, so we got to tell exactly how I came up with the cost of this and how this works. Okay, so how we do this system is we are going to do it in a very simple way. We're going to start the top of the funnel with cold calling, okay? Cold calling is the top of this funnel. The reason why the top of this funnel starts with cold calling is this is the best way to weed out the bad leads, all right? Because we're going to get some bad leads out here. I ain't going to lie to you, okay? We're going to have some danky, terrible sellers, people that don't want to sell, people that are never, ever going to sell, never going to be a good deal. The cool part about cold calling here that I've always found is it weeds out a lot of the unmotivated sellers, and you can kind of get rid of all the naysayers pretty dang quick. Now, if I cold call a list of around 4,000 people, I'm going to need at least some type of system for cold calling the right way. What I'll tell you is you need to buy at least 3 phone numbers for a dialer, right? And so again, I use the X-Leads dialer, but we're going to have to probably put 3 numbers right here. And if I'm going to cold call with the single line auto dialer, it's going to cost around $70 for the month to go do that. It's about $64, but to buy the phone numbers, it's probably going to be about $70 right there. Okay. So the funnel starts about $70 on the cold calling side. You can do it for free. Use Google Voice. Going to be a pain in the butt, but it does work, right? So cold calling, we're going to cold call this list. Now, if we are lucky and we use right scripts to do that, we are probably, I'm going to use green here, we're probably going to get a 20% contact rate. That means we get 20% of the people that own the house to pick up and say hello. Now, at a 20% contact rate, so that is roughly going to mean that 800 people pick up. So if 800 people pick up, that's 800. Oh, wow. Handwriting skills are bad today. 800 pickups. Now, I truly believe in my heart, all right, that kind of go on the bottom here. If we had 800 people on this list, you are most likely going to get at least 3 yeses. All right. And I believe at least 1 is going to be a deal from there. 1 appointment, 2 appointment, 3 appointments. But just looking at statistics with my company and how I do things, you're going to get at least 1 deal from doing something like this. And that's something you roughly should do. So again, 800 pickups, not calls, but pickups. This number right here, I want everyone to understand, this is all that matters. Zach, I called 4,000 people. I don't care. It's all who picks up the number. Okay, it's all it picks up. So you got to do at least 800 pickups. That's what I have personally found to get the best deals. So 800 pickups with a specific niche out list like this, you are going to get 1 deal from 3 yeses. All right, makes sense. Now I get asked a lot, Zach, how much calling is that going to be? Well, if you're using our dialer, you're probably going to get at least 60 calls per hour. So let's do some Zach calculations here. So 4,000 calls divided by 60 is about 67 hours of calling. 67 hours of calling. Divide that by 25 days probably, right? That's about 2.6 hours per day. 2.6 hours per day, which I don't think is too bad, right? 2.6 hours per day of cold calling. That is on Monday through Friday, right? So I would personally do, if I were you, I would do 5 to 7 p.m. and then maybe add an extra hour. Who knows? Maybe 4 to 7 if you want to be a crazy guy. 4 to 7 p.m. That is the times that I would be cold calling here, right? That's how I would be doing a system like this. And so the system, again, if you don't know my scripts, it is number 1, are you the owner of the property? And number 2, do you want to sell it? Now, are you interested in selling it? Do you want to sell it, right? Cash offer. I mean, you got to get the script out. You'll be good to go. Just go to wholesaling.com. We teach you how to do that right there. But that's roughly the cold calling system that I'm going to tell you to be doing here, right? About $70 out the door for the month. I don't think that's too bad. All right. So we're going to get about 800 people to pick up. That means that list of 4,000 now gets dwindled down to about 3,200. And what we're going to do is we are going to text that list. All right. So we are going to text that list. Now, are we texting 4,000? No, because we already got 800 answers of what people already said. All right. Oh, wow. 800 people already said yes or no. Most likely, and I know this sounds crazy, 797 said no, and 3 people said yes. Insane stats, but really, I don't think that's too bad. Okay. So that means we are going to be texting 3,200 people. Make sense? I think it makes plenty of sense. So 3,200 people to text, not too bad. And so you might be like, Zach, what in the world? What system do you use? Again, I use X Leads for this. The X Leads cost for 3,200 texts will be about $28 for the month, which I really don't think that's bad at all. Now, the really cool part is a lot of people might think, oh my gosh, Zach, do I have to go out here and text blast them and put them in this sequence? No. So the reason why I tell everyone to go out here and use the X Leads Ninja mode, right? So if you use X Leads Ninja mode, that is what our CRM is called, right? How it works in X Leads Ninja mode inside the dialer, right? Boy, why is the J capitalized? I don't know. That looks sus, but I don't really care. Okay, you're going to call the lead, all right? And if the lead is a no answer, which means they didn't answer the call, once you click that little button, it says no answer. Right when you click it, automatically in the CRM, all right, so automatically in the CRM, when you click no answer on the dialer, it is automatically going to send a text to the person. Cha-ching. And so there's really the reason why I'm telling you, it saves a lot of time. So you cold call, hey, it's a voicemail, right? You can drop a voicemail, but literally just press no answer and boom, a text is automatically going to be sent to this seller. So there's no text blasting really needed with this system. This is why I like it. And my favorite part is the VA can do it. Now, what is going to take time from you, all right, is going to be is going to be basically answering that person back, right? So now you're going to just basically be like a teenage girl and you're going to text back all day, every day, right? And what the text is basically going to say is you can customize it however you want, most likely asking the person if they're interested in selling the property, and or you might do a double whammy script. I prefer a double whammy script. Again, a double whammy script is going to say something on the lines of, hey, I'll actually write what it says, right? Let's do a little text bubble. So let's say we're right here. There's a little text bubble from Zach, and it says, hey, this is your people freak out if I said that. So I'm just going to do this one. We'll leave that for another training where people don't lose their stuff because people do not like it when I do this. Okay, we'll just do this. Hey, this is Zach. I just drove by Main Avenue. Why does it go off? Or you might say it, or you might do this. I prefer this. Avenue. Is everything okay? That's a text bubble right there. Guys, I don't care what you want to say. If somebody texts you that, I know it's the worst handwriting. I did tiny, right? Are you going to answer back? Like, you're probably going to text back. Here's my little text bubble. What? OMG. What's going on? Because I'm at work. And then you're going to basically say back, I want to buy it for cash. You might say like, want an offer. Do whatever you want. Now, you might be like, Zach, why are you doing it like that? This is so creepy and weird. Well, let me tell you how it actually really works. So if you're using a regular script and you say, do you want a cash offer on 123 Main Street? And then you write whatever you want, right? You think that might crush it. Guess what happens? Are you ready? The text doesn't even get through. You know why? Because basically T-Mobile, where is it? There we go. Basically, T-Mobile says, no way, Jose. Cash offer with an address? We are going to not let you go to Jose here, who owns that house. We're just going to create a firewall so that text never gets sent through. Because the initial text is never, ever, ever going to work. That's spam likely. Your phone's going to suck on the texting. That type of texting never, ever, ever, ever has worked. Okay? About 5 years ago, it was working for me pretty well, but not anymore. Now, the carriers are really weird, right? And so what you got to do is the carrier, Mr. T-Mobile, says, he did mention the address, but he's not saying anything about a cash offer. The address is a little sus, but maybe they're just buddies. And do you guys know, I'm very curious, when it comes to texting, do you guys know what is the number one thing carriers look for to see if somebody is spam or not, if the phone number gets delivered or not? Does anybody know? Guys, do you guys want, we got some students here that know. Guys, what is the number one reason why a phone number will go through or not go through to a person? Does anybody know? Or if a number turns into spam or not for texting? Again, yes, the keywords are bad, but keywords are not the number one thing. The number one reason why a text will never go through to a seller is because they look at only one thing. All right. Josh was right. You're getting replies. So this is the easiest thing of every carrier to see if you're spam or not, right? So if we look at a phone number, right? So we'll just call it, so I'm using a fake phone number here, right? So this is how the algorithm works. Okay, so this is this phone number. It has sent 300 texts, and it has gotten 2 replies. Guess what they're going to do? Carrier's going to be like, okay, we're just going to never let this phone number go through. That is a spammer, right? It's the truth. You need to be at least 10 to 20% reply rate. If you are not getting that, you are hands down a spammer. And you got to remember, the replies also can't be this. They also don't count stop as a reply anymore. These carriers are smart. They're using AI. If you reply back, stop, that doesn't count as a reply. That will not count as a reply. It has to be something outside of stop. Okay? That is why it's really, really important to go out here and know what we're doing. And so I know my scripts sound weird. There's a method to my madness. So when I get people say, Zach, texting doesn't work. Bro, if you go out here and text, sell my house fast, bro, it ain't going to work. But if you're texting my double whammy scripts, right? Double whammy is like, it's a jab, jab, right hook. It's same thing in boxing, right? Absolutely love boxing. Love really any combat sport. But if I'm in a fight, right, I'm trying to knock you out, I'm not going to just go out there and be like, no. What you're going to do is you're going to shift them around. You're going to hit him a couple jabs, jab, jab, and you're going to say, oh, wow. Every single time I do a jab on the left, he just moves and blocks it, right? And so I might do a jab, jab, and then right when he's moving into the block, you hit him on the other side, right? Conor McGregor is probably one of the best at doing this, but he kind of just puts you in a rhythm. My favorite is Leon Edwards when he knocked out Kamaru Usman. He found that he always protected the one side, and so he hit him with the leg kick on the side he never protected based on that little habit, and boom, won the whole fight, right? And so it's like a fight. Wholesaling is always a fight out here with the carriers, right? Fighting, but this has always worked because I don't care what year it is. If your people you're texting reply back, not stop, it's always going to work because the carriers don't think you're spam from doing that. And so if you do it like that, you're going to do well. So you can customize your ninja mode on here, but what we do again is we call, they don't answer, we send the text, and then we go out here and hit them with the text, right? I call it my double whammy script. We teach this at freewholesaling.com. It's called my double whammy script, right? Because the point is text number one is just to invoke a response. Because here's the thing. If I text but here's the thing about carriers too. They're like, wait, he said buy, cash, offer, but honestly, this person's interested, so we're not going to block it. Done. It's crazy. Always going to work. Okay. So this is my texting platform here. And so what you're going to find here is about $28 to text those 3,200 people. You are hopefully going to get in front of 640 pickups. That's what I'm going to say. 640 answers. And if they're not, and I want you to understand this too. A lot of people really don't get this too. If you text the person and they text back, right? And then you retext them, hey, you text them back, right? Like, let's say I want to buy your house for cash, and they don't answer it. It doesn't mean that they're interested anymore. If they read, guys, I think this study, right? 97% of people read a text within the first 60 seconds. No, first hour, and then 99 read it within a day, right? If they see, hey, are you looking to sell your property for cash? If they want to sell the property for cash, all right. If they want to sell the property for cash, yes. They are going to answer back. If they don't want to sell it for cash, I promise you, they're just going to ignore it. That's what most people do. So yes, let's just really understand that part. Okay. So we're going to text these people, and we're going to about 640 answers. That means leftover, if we do our math correctly, we're going to have 2,560 people left from this list. Now you might be like, Zach, I don't know what you're on right now, but there's physically not enough time in the day for me to go reverse drive for dollars and put a sticky note on 2,560 properties. That is completely true. I'm not telling you to do that. We cannot put 2,560 sticky notes out. That is absolutely ridiculous. But the point is, we're trying to go out here and at least eliminate about 1,500-ish of these out here, right? So we don't have to worry about them, right? Okay, perfect. So how do we hit the reverse driving for dollars funnel here, right? So it is the reverse driving for dollars funnel. Now, again, I asked Zach, what in the world is reverse driving for dollars? Well, reverse driving for dollars is, let's put a nice little, do I have another color? Hold on. Like a lighter, that's good. Okay. That's good right there. Okay, so we're gonna a lighter yellow. There we go. Perfect. All right, so let's make a little sticky note. So this is basically, you can call it sticky note method, you call it whatever you want, but this is basically putting sticky notes in houses. Now, I mean, exactly, what are you talking about? Well, let me explain this and kind of visualize it the right way. Guys, you can tell this is live, right? So, but I'm telling you, you do this method, it's going to work like a champ. All right, so not too thick, okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to grab a pack of 500,000 sticky notes for $1. They're going to be great, right? And what you're going to do is you're going to go on the sticky note and you're physically going to hand write this, right? Hey, this is Zach, and I had a quick question about your property. Call me. And then you're going to put your phone number. Oh, I missed the area code. Yeah, whatever. Bro. You get the point. I'm going to read this really quick. Put your phone number, you'd be good. Make sure you put the area code. But yeah, I'll write the area code on here. We're going to be a little sloppy. Who cares? Now, when you have really bad handwriting like me, Guys, if I could get reverse drawing for dollars deals with my handwriting, I really want you to understand that you can do it. Okay, I promise you. Okay, there we go. Here's the area code. Cha-ching, right? Now, what you're going to do is you're going to slap that sticky note on the door for a visualizing, because you guys love my artwork. Let's say this is the door. You're literally going to throw that sticky note right on that door, right there. I promise you people are going to see it. Now, some people have always said, Zach, what if there's no door or whatever? I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? Some people also put it on a car windshield. So I'm going to go draw a car. As you can tell, this is amazing graphics. You put the sticky note in the windshield of the car. Yes, I do. I am for hire for drawings. You are correct. You can hire me for drawings. I charge thousands of dollars for my artwork. Okay. Okay, so you basically go out here and you put a sticky note on the door. Now, traditionally, what drawing for dollars is you get a list of maybe like 200, properties. Maybe they're code violations, right? And what you do is you throw that list into AI, ChatGPT, and say, just create a route based on these that is the most efficient. And it'll say 1 through 200 where you should go. And then you just go to the route, you put the sticky note, you go to the next one. The reason why I love this so much is you can just put some headphones on, listen to some music, and just put sticky notes out. Like, this is one of the least brain damage ways you can go get a wholesale deal. It's so simple. Look, shout out to Raquel. Raquel, let's go. I actually closed the deal with my sticky note, put it on a house in July, and they called in October. The note was hiding behind a violation letter, and a family member saw it. $21,000. Woo! Guys, I've never heard Raquel's story. That is amazing. That's awesome. Shout out to Raquel. Can everybody say, let's go Raquel on there? Raquel, let me know what market. That'd be awesome. But guys, it sometimes takes time to mature the deal, but Raquel, let's go. Oh, she did tell me the story before. Well, I don't care. I'm still excited. Congrats, Raquel. That's so awesome. Oh, it was the fire damage property in Omaha. Okay. Here we go, Raquel. Love to see it. Motivating the people. Love to see that stuff. And then people say that, oh my gosh. All right, cool. So now we know what these sticky notes are. All right, so let's kind of go here. Now we have 2,560 leads on this list. So it's Zach. Oh yeah, that market's nuts. Now maybe like, Zach, okay, what in the world am I going to do here? How in the world do I make this smaller? Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to put this list on a Google Sheet. All right, so hear me out. We're going to put this on Google Sheets. Google Sheets, awesome software. It is completely free. Get it from Google. If you're watching on YouTube, you literally can get it on here, right? A lot of people asking me, how do I ask your questions, Zach? If you're on Instagram or TikTok, you got to go to Flip with Rick or Zach Ginn on YouTube, and I can answer your questions on there. So yeah, check me out on YouTube. Pretty dang cool. Okay, so let's kind of, how do I break this down? So we're going to throw this sucker into Google Sheets, and we're going to export it as a CSV file. All right, go to File, Export CSV. All right, makes sense? Awesome. Okay. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go to this handy dandy website. It is called ChatGPT. So it is ChatGPT. And what we're going to do here is we're going to upload 2 lists. Yes. And so what we're going to do is going to ChatGPT, and we're going to upload list 1, which is going to be our 2,560. And then we're also going to upload our government master list. I mean, by Zach, what is the government master list? Well, this month, what I want you to do is I want you to go and pull the probates, the pre-foreclosures. All right. Then I want you to do is I want you to pull the liens. Then I want you to pull the fire damage properties. Shout out to Raquel. Then I want you to pull the divorce list. Then I want you to pull the arrest records. And let's just do these 6. All right. Then I want you to pull this list. This list should be maybe 1,000. Why not, right? That's a lot. I can't reverse drive for dollars that entire list either. So Zach, what in the world are you telling me to do? Well, what we're going to tell ChatGPT is we're going to say, find me records that show up more than once. Then once on these lists. And you're going to ask it to create it into a separate file. Does that make sense to you guys? Hold on. Find me records that show up more than once. And what it's going to do is basically cross-reference this data set. So it's going to find which ones. So it's going to find these government lists, right? It's going to find these government lists that also hit these criteria. That is going to be a super uber extremely stacked list. It's called stacked list, right? So you're stacking the stack. The cool part about it is you're stacking a paid list with a free government list. Combine them together, this thing's insane, right? So Brandon said, how do you put a whole list into ChatGPT? Let's actually do it together. So we go to ChatGPT and let's do this. Hold on. There we go. Okay. So let's go to ChatGPT right here. It's a great question. Here's ChatGPT. Do you see where it says this plus right here? Upload files, and you just press upload from computer right there. It's seriously that simple. Just upload from computer right there. And you can upload the 2 CSV formats. They're all from the Google Sheets. And that's how you do it. It's really that simple, Brandon. Okay, Brandon, that makes sense for you? Let me know. Tell me, say that made sense. All right. So pretty simple. Guys, I know it's insane what I'm saying, but like you are most likely, you are going to get at least 200 from that, right? About 10% roughly. So that means if we're doing 10%, so let me throw my screen back on here. All right. Let's throw this back on here. Delete it all. Here we go. Sick. All right. So that means you're going to have about 256. You are going to be putting sticky notes on all of those houses. Now you're going to go use ChatGPT and just ask it to create the most effective route. So ask ChatGPT, wow, I cannot draw today. I have never been able to draw my entire life. Find the most effective AI route, and it'll give you the list. Throw that sucker into Google Maps, and you're going to be balling. You're going to be balling. All right? There we go. Brandon, makes sense. Awesome. And then from there, you're going to have 256 sticky notes. You will get a deal from this. You'll get at least one deal. Boom. You'll get one deal from that. You will get one deal from the texting. So where's the texting? If you use this script, you'll get at least one deal from that. And you'll get a deal from the calling. And so going back to this funnel here, we're getting deals on both of them. Cha-ching. Now I may be like, Zach, how are you getting $200-300 on this? Well, let me show you. Well, you got to pay for X leads, unfortunately. So that's about $97 a month. So adding in all these 3 data sets, right? So if we had 70 plus 28 plus 97, you're roughly at $195 for the month on this type of system. Now, if you don't have any money, that's fine too. more power to you. You are going to be using some other systems. And so the reason why I tell you that X Leads is the best one out here, and again, this sounds like a sales pitch, but I'm just telling you why. Because this is a system for $195. I want to make this the cheapest. If you used, I'm not going to mention any other softwares, but if you had to go to a software, which people tell you, you're going to spend, let's say, $100 a month to pull the list. You are then going to have to go out here. What's $4,000? $400 on skip tracing. You're going to spend $120 a month for your CRM because you need a CRM. You're paying $150 for your dialer. 3 lines, $20. That's about $60 worth of numbers. Let's say use a text blasting service for 1 cent per text. What's 1 penny? 0.01 times 3,200. $32 for the texts. And I think that's it, right? So $100 for the list. So you're roughly what's the numbers on here? Guys, if you actually listen to some of these wholesaling coaches and you sign up for all their little affiliate links, affiliate link number 1, affiliate link number 2, affiliate link number 3, affiliate link number 4, another affiliate link, another affiliate link. You're roughly, let's see how much it is, right? So that's about 100 plus 400. Hello. Looks like this thing unplugged for some reason. Hold up. Hold your horses. I don't know why this unplugged. Hold on. Yeah, all right. Looks like our mic unplugged for a second, but no big deal. We'll get that sucker back. But basically, you are spending, Jesus, man, $862. Like, come on. And you got to remember, are you ready for this? 400 of that is affiliate income for the coach. And I know I get in a lot of trouble for saying that, but I could really care less. So really, it would only be $400, but everyone uses affiliates and all that stupid stuff. So that is why I created X Leads. So you can basically eliminate all this stuff. And I made the skip tracing free. I made this $97. I made the skip tracing free. I included the CRM. I added a dialer in for free where it's only about $60. I made the phone numbers $1.20. So the phone numbers are going to cost you $5, not $60. And I made the texting even cheaper. So that's why I made X Leads. Oh, and then an e-signing service, if you're virtual, is going to be an extra $40 for the month if you're going to use DocuSign, which, again, I included it on there. Okay. So that is the dang truth here. That is why I did what I did. All right. It's crazy to me. Hold on. Why is this thing unplugged? I'm going to replug this sucker. Hold on. There we go. So roughly, that'll cost you $862 for this type of system. You would, $400 of this would go to an affiliate. So a wholesaling coach would get paid at least that, maybe half. So $430. So your money goes to pay the coach. And I eliminated the skip tracing, made it for free. I made the CRM free. I made the dialer $60. I made the phone numbers $5 for 3. I made the texting even cheaper, and I eliminated DocuSign. So this is why everyone says, why do you talk about X Leads so much? That is why I do it. Okay. Pretty simple. So let's start from the top here. All right. Let's go to the top. This funnel system. Pretty easy. We're going to pull the list. We're going to call the list. We're going to text them, reverse drive for dollars, the 256, which is about 800 pickups, deal from that. The way the Ninja mode and the dialer works should be all connected from there. And then on there, you got to use the right texting scripts. throw some sticky notes on the nice houses, Google Sheets it, and you'll be good to go. So let me know, guys. I actually have a legit question for everyone. So let's see if we can answer this question. Okay. Let's hold on. Let me fix this. Hold on. I think. Hello. This should work. Hello. Can you all hear me? Hello. Okay, that's way better. All right. Who here? I'm genuinely curious. Okay. I am genuinely curious. Would want the entire notes that I just dropped. Would everybody like the notes? Would everybody want the notes? If I can go out here and give you all those notes completely for free on a PDF, you can go do right there. And if you want it transcribed, right, I'm gonna have it all transcribed. Would anybody want that? Okay. So this is where I pitch my coaching program. So my coaching program is currently free 99. So it is $0. And at the end of this live stream, when I'm done, in the next whatever, I will be dropping that in my free wholesaling course called freewholesaling.com. I'll be dropping the CTR funnel and the CTR method in there, right there. Just charge me $50, even better. Put the notes in the bag. I'm going to drop these notes. I'm going to have them transcribed to everything, and I'm going to throw them into freewholesaling.com, and you will have it right then and there, right there. So if you get my free real estate wholesaling course, freewholesaling.com, and I'm not selling a program. I do not have any upsells on there. That is it. Now, do I talk about X Leads a lot? Yes, I do. Why do I talk about X Leads? Because I'm sick of people spending. I talk to wholesalers. They're spending $1,000 a month on all their stupid softwares. Oh, but my coach said I need to spend $150 on a CRM. Insanity. What's even more crazy is when you pay for skip tracing. Somebody sent me a video yesterday of some person saying you just got to spend $400 a month in skip tracing. And that's just how it works. Insane. Absolutely insane. So yeah, that's how we do it. That's how we do it up here. So again, go to freewholesaling.com. I'll be dropping the notes only in freewholesaling.com. And that's the only place you're going to be able to get it. So if you go to freewholesaling.com, it'll be in there right there. So let me answer some questions about this system, this method. Again, we are live. So I want to answer as many questions as I possibly can. But wanted to spend today just dropping a system with numbers and everything they have to look at like from there, and you will be good to go. So Jelson says, hey, Zach, since I cold call and text manually, I should text all numbers first and then call. Also, wait, since I cold call and text manually, I should text all numbers first. Yes. If you are manually doing this, I would say to text and then call doing it manual. I call the ones that say that yes. But the problem is you're limited how many texts you can do. So you got to be very, very careful. Okay. So yes. Guys, I tell everyone, maybe I should charge $50 a month for freewholesaling.com. I can change I can change it to paid wholesaling.com. I make $50 a month. I will make the Discord $30 a month, and I will make millions of dollars doing that. Because y'all keep paying for it. It's the best info out there, right? And then maybe you'll start paying attention to stuff I do. That was like, I'll start paying attention now. Lord. Because y'all can afford the $20 a month, but I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Maybe I will. Screw it. I might. Who knows? I might just troll. Who knows? Shout out to Corey. Going to follow this to a T. I'd love to see that stuff. This stuff that's working for me and everyone else. So yes, we got the notes. Going to be sick. Awesome. We're going to drop it on here. Let's see. Alrighty. Excellent everything. I have to get better with the e-signing so I can stop going back to DocuSign. Yeah. Guys, DocuSign's $30-$40 a month. It's insane. It's insane. Just to if you go to freewholesaling.com, we have the X Leads tutorials in there. And just search X Leads e-signing on YouTube. Actually, Raquel, let me drop the video for you. All right, let me drop the video for you. You need the video. Let's see. Let's do e-signing X Leads. So right here. Oh Lord, just stop giving me that. People spend thousands of dollars a month. I get paid 6 figures a year on my small channels of real estate coaches paying me money to go. It's crazy. Right here is my video where I show exactly how to e-sign. So if you want to go here, this is on the X Leads YouTube channel. Again, I would subscribe to the X Leads. Ew. Okay, better. That person just paid me $5 to show that ad. They're actually getting their money worth on this stream. How to e-sign? Just go to the X Leads YouTube channel, and we drop 2 videos a week. One recorded video about how to use X Leads, and then one support call every single Saturday. It's all in there, but Raquel, it's right there for you. I'm going to actually drop the link for you, Raquel, to make it a little easier. I'm not even joking, Raquel. This is a 4-minute video. I couldn't even make the video any longer. Okay. I couldn't make the video any longer. So if you do have X Leads, guys, you got to subscribe to the X Leads YouTube channel. There's a lot of training on there, and it's pretty cool. But yeah, thanks, Raquel. Appreciate it. Let's see. Brock, what's going on, Brock? Hey, Zach, with probates, if if the beneficiary lives at the same address of the person who passed away, do you still call them? Yes, I do, because some people look to downsize, get rid of the house. Still worth it. See, guys, I go live on Twitch, and there's always 1 or 2 people watching live on Twitch, and I do it for my Twitch people. I don't know why, I just do it. So Takami, if you can learn X Leads probably in an hour or 2, we have a lot of tutorials on X Leads. Just go to the X Leads YouTube channel. Also, if you go to wholesaling.com, we have an X Leads course that within an hour or 2, you should know exactly how to use it. Remember, you're learning how to use the X Leads list pulling. You're learning how to use the dialer. You're learning how to do the texting. You got to learn the CRM. You got to learn the e-sign. I know it's a lot, but remember, for $97, get it all. That's kind of the point here. And no, I do not have a mentorship program. I got X Leads though, so go use that. So the questions we got. Wow. So you can use the Google Chrome on X Leads. Okay. Let's see. How long does it take from finding a buyer to closing? So that could take probably a week or 2 weeks. Really depends on which one you want to do. All right, let's see. All right, y'all can hear me good. Awesome. My boy Zach. Why call me Zachariah? It's Zachary. Zachary. Just call me Zach. Make my life a little easier. Teresa says, is it easier to email them for the records or call? So if it's in Jersey, calling would do a lot better than emailing. They can kind of just say, I don't want to send the list. Emailing would be a lot better. That's just what I personally found. So yes, you can also buy a stamp on Etsy. Go on Discord. Discord will show you how to do it a lot too. We got some people in the community also that are posting about the stamper. Let me see. Try to find one. Some guy was talking. I think it was in the Discord. Hold on. Let's see if I can find this. Right here. Just search stamp. Right here. Here's Joshua. So here's the stamp that Joshua is using. This obviously is in freeholsing.com. He was posting about it, but that's a little stamper, and I think it works pretty dang good. I don't think it's bad at all. So shout out to Joshua on here. But that is the stamping that he uses. I think he has the link in there in freeholsing.com. He might have affiliate. I have no idea, but I'm not in the affiliate stamping game. So I say go nuts if that's what you want to do on there. But yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I have a Twitch, but I don't game on Twitch. I just do these on here. Let's see here. Oh my gosh. So yes, that is how the stamper works pretty dang well. Panadoc was $39 monthly. Yeah, I didn't get a couple free ones. Panadoc's still pretty good. Nicole says, I can't find any free government list in Utah. I fill out the request form, but they all get denied. What should I do? You need to go in person and ask. Also, I would ask for the court dockets. That's probably one of my favorite ways currently to go out here and get those deals. Let's see here. So Jesus, yes, you can stack on the basic plan, but use AI to stack, right? So the point is you pull the list, right? So that list I just pull, you can go on the basic plan, no problem. But you pull the list and then you pull the government list and then you use AI to stack it. You don't use XLease to stack it, you use ChatGPT to stack it. Because apparently I don't have a multi-billion-dollar AI algorithm. We have a really nice AI algorithm, but it's not ChatGPT's level. Now can't talk about it. Version 3's got something sick with AI. Actually, it's got like 6 awesome things with AI. But as of today, you cannot AI stack in XLease. You have to use ChatGPT. But I will give you this year. We're gonna be quiet. We're gonna do the Rizzler. I can't even do the Rizzler thing. I got too cringy. Krishna says, but Zach, I don't live in America. I can't pay anyone to drive for dollars for me either. I live in India. Will this work? Yes. So literally in India, the only problem is going to be your time zones, right? So, I mean, it's Mumbai time right now. It is currently midnight. So that really does suck. I'll be straight up with you, right? But Krishna, if I were you, what I would do is I would email blast and I would post digital bandit signs. And then I would provide some lists for some people, but I would email blast and I would post digital bandits. That's literally all I would do starting out right now because of the time difference. Because even at any time you can start doing this, right? And then if you can, I would probably text blast. That'd be the best thing with a VPN. Farrar, what's going on, man? I negotiated. Let's see here. Oops. Negotiate with the seller to get them to agree to 10,000. The starting bid for the auction is what? To get them to agree to 10 grand. The starting bid for the auction 65, resales 270 lot is needed, but I might have made contact with the seller too late. Dude, I don't even understand what you're saying here. I'm a little confused here. If the house is resales 277 and they want 10 grand, go do it. Hey Zach, I'm 16 years old. Starting from 0, how can I digitally wholesale to hit 6 figures? Okay, so what I would tell you can do, man, is first and foremost, I would get hooked up with a person who is wholesaling in an area you want to do. So if I'm looking to virtually wholesale, right? I don't know where you live, man, but if you can go and find somebody who is in like in Indianapolis, I would have them write the contract with you and you guys can JV together. And what I'd probably do is I would call, text, drive for dollars, reverse. I mean, same thing I did when I was 16, 17 wholesaling, right? I would just find deals, but I'd have a partner who would sign it for me and that'll make your life way easier. So let me know where you live. Krishna, I can cold call at midnight. So that would be 2 for us. Yeah, cold call right now. I'd cold call if you can. Why not? Guys, I know a lot of people think like I'm mad at Okay, bro, Citizen, bro, dude, Maryland is. Are we talking Baltimore, Rockville, Maryland? Are we talking like where are we talking? Fredericksburg? Like you gotta tell me where in Maryland, man, because Baltimore kind of sucks for wholesaling. Rockville, Fredericksburg, Prince George's, you can actually make that stuff work. So it really depends where in Maryland you're at, man. Sorry to be a pain in the butt, but like it's such a specific markets, especially in Maryland. I just got more details. So yeah. So Baltimore's weird, man. I mean, bro, you're 16, you live in Baltimore. I think you kind of get it. It's not you don't sound sick saying, bro, I live in Baltimore, man. Wow. That must be awesome. No offense to anyone in Baltimore. People are getting deals in Baltimore. You have to get in the certain areas where you can flip houses, right? So you want to find buyers first. And then there's actually a ton of wholesalers I know doing well. I'll give you a shout out. There's a guy's name's Brad Dwin. Brad Dwin. DWIN. Brad Dwin. Awesome guy. He will probably sign contracts with you in JV. He's actually he's a good person. Maybe I don't know. I haven't talked to him about it a couple of years, but he does a stupid amount of deals. He will JV with you, I promise. So Brad Dwin, reach him out on Facebook. He will do deals with you, and he's a legit cash buyer. He won't screw you. Great guy. But Brad Dwin in Baltimore, he's the guy to hang out with it. There's also a couple dudes out here too they can reach out to in freelson.com. But Brad would be the first guy I would probably reach out to in that area. There's some awesome guys that I've done deals with in Maryland too. But I talked to Brad first because he's actually a legit cash buyer. And that's who I'd be talking with. So, guys, that is how you can build a $30,000 a month wholesaling real estate operation. What I want to do is really get deep on the numbers, really get deep on what you can do, what to expect, and what you need to do, what you should expect to make $1,000 a day wholesaling real estate. If you like this live training, please do me a favor. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe. Let me know in the comments. I personally answer every single comment myself. And if you want to get the notes, go to freelson.com and they'll be dropping right 15 minutes. And we'll see you soon. Guys, appreciate it. This is Zach Ginn signing out. Have a blessed one.